Have you ever noticed that your body feels weaker in the morning than it used to? Maybe your legs feel shaky when you stand up, or your arms seem to have lost some of their strength. It's easy to think, well, I'm just getting older. But what if I told you the real reason for your muscle loss isn't just age? It might be what you're putting on your plate each morning. For many seniors, breakfast looks like this: a slice of toast, a bowl of cereal, a banana, maybe a cup of coffee. It's fast, familiar, and seems light enough not to cause any problems. But here's the truth. If your breakfast is made up of only carbohydrates and almost no protein, you could be starting every day in muscle loss mode. After the age of 60, your body goes through a natural process called sarcopenia, which is the gradual loss of muscle mass. This can make everyday tasks, like walking, climbing stairs, or getting out of a chair, much more difficult over time. But what many people don't realize is that your first meal of the day plays a huge role in either slowing down or speeding up that muscle loss. And unfortunately, the most common breakfast mistake that seniors make is eating all carbs and no protein. Carbohydrates alone, especially refined ones like white toast, cereal, or sweetened oatmeal, can give you a short burst of energy, but they don't give your muscles the amino acids they need to maintain strength. And after a full night of fasting, your body's already in a catabolic state, meaning it's ready to break down muscle tissue for energy if you don't give it something better. The good news is, this is a mistake you can fix, starting tomorrow morning. In this video, we'll uncover the #1 breakfast mistake that's quietly weakening your muscles every day. We'll show you how it happens, why it matters, and what you can do to turn things around. Even better, we'll give you simple, realistic breakfast options that support muscle strength, boost energy, and help you stay steady on your feet. If you've ever felt more tired than you should in the mornings, if you've noticed your muscles shrinking, or if you're worried about losing your independence, then this is the video you need to watch. What you eat when you wake up could be the difference between getting stronger or getting weaker. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. #1, all-carb breakfast. Fueling energy crashes, not muscle strength. George, a 71-year-old retiree from Ohio, used to start his mornings with a routine he had followed for years. 2 slices of white toast with jam and a cup of black coffee. Sometimes he added a banana, sometimes a glass of orange juice. It was fast, easy, and gave him a quick boost of energy. But over the past year, George noticed something troubling. His legs felt weaker getting out of bed. His arms lacked the same strength when lifting groceries. And he often felt an energy crash by mid-morning that made him want to sit down more than move around. What George didn't realize was that his breakfast, something he considered healthy and light, was quietly working against his muscles every single day. This is one of the most common mistakes older adults make, starting the day with only carbohydrates and little to no protein. It might feel satisfying in the moment, but it's setting the body up for failure, especially when it comes to maintaining muscle strength. When you eat an all-carb breakfast, especially one that includes refined carbs like white bread, cereal, pancakes, or even sweetened oatmeal, your blood sugar spikes quickly. That spike might make you feel awake or energized for a short while, but then comes the crash. Your insulin surges to bring blood sugar back down, and suddenly your energy tanks. And your muscles? They're left hungry. After a night of fasting during sleep, your body is already in a state where it needs fuel, especially amino acids from protein, to begin repairing and maintaining muscle tissue. When all it gets is sugar and starch, it has nothing to work with. Worse still, when your muscles are underfueled, the body may begin to break down its own muscle tissue to get the nutrients it needs. That's right, eating a sugary or starchy breakfast without protein can actually contribute to muscle loss, particularly in the legs, hips, and core. These are the areas you rely on most for balance, walking, and getting out of chairs. Over time, a carb-heavy, protein-poor breakfast leads to weaker muscles, increased fatigue, and greater risk of falling. It's not just about sugar. Even foods like plain toast, crackers, or instant oatmeal may seem light and harmless, but if there's no protein to balance the carbs, they'll still send your blood sugar on a roller coaster and leave your muscles lacking what they need to stay strong. That's exactly what was happening to George. Once he learned the impact of all-carb breakfasts, he made a small but powerful change. He swapped his white toast for whole-grain bread and added a scrambled egg on the side. Some mornings he made a protein smoothie with almond milk, peanut butter, and a banana. Other days he chose plain Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of oats and berries. Within just a few weeks, he noticed a difference. He didn't crash mid-morning, his legs felt more solid on his walks, and he had more stamina to get through the day. The key here isn't to fear carbs. They do play an important role in energy, but carbs alone aren't enough, especially for aging muscles. What your body needs is balance. A breakfast with both protein and complex carbs helps provide steady energy and supports muscle maintenance. So ask yourself, what does your breakfast really look like? Are you just filling your belly or fueling your strength? In the next section, we'll explore why skipping protein specifically in the morning is such a missed opportunity for muscle health, and what your body loses when you start the day without it. Stay with us. Number 2, skipping protein in the morning, a missed opportunity to protect muscle. Shirley, a 74-year-old retired nurse from Oregon, always prided herself on eating lightly. For years, her breakfast was simple: a slice of toast with a little jam, or sometimes just a banana and a cup of coffee. "I don't need much in the morning," she'd say. But over time, Shirley began noticing her legs felt shaky, her arms lost tone, and she was more tired by lunchtime than she used to be. She assumed it was just part of getting older, until her doctor suggested a new blood test. The results showed mild muscle wasting. But the most surprising recommendation came from the nutritionist: add protein to your breakfast. Many older adults are told to eat less, especially as metabolism slows with age. But when it comes to protein, the opposite is true. After the age of 60, your body becomes less efficient at using protein to repair and build muscle. This process is called anabolic resistance. It means that even if you eat the same amount of protein as you did at age 40, your body doesn't use it as well. To maintain strength, you actually need more protein per meal, not less. And the most important time to get it? First thing in the morning. When you wake up, your body has just gone 8 to 12 hours without food. That's an overnight fast, and during that time, your body may begin to break down muscle for fuel. A high-protein breakfast helps stop that process. It signals your body to switch from breakdown to repair, jump-starting muscle protein synthesis, the process of rebuilding and maintaining your muscle tissue. Skipping protein in the morning means you're missing a critical window of time when your muscles are most in need of support. If your breakfast is just a piece of fruit, toast, or tea, you're not giving your muscles the raw materials they need. Over time, this adds up. Your legs feel heavier, your steps grow less steady, and your risk of falling increases. You might even begin to lose your appetite throughout the day, leading to even less protein intake overall, a dangerous cycle for older adults. Shirley had no idea that the small choice of skipping protein in the morning could have such a big impact. But once she understood the science, she didn't make radical changes, just small, consistent ones. She began adding a boiled egg or a scoop of protein-rich Greek yogurt to her breakfast. Some mornings she made a simple protein smoothie with almond milk and berries. Others, she spread natural peanut butter on whole grain toast. These small additions didn't just make her breakfast more satisfying, they gave her legs and arms what they needed to stay strong. Within just a few weeks, Shirley began noticing that she didn't get tired as quickly during her morning walks. She felt more stable when standing from the couch. Even her energy level improved in the afternoons. She realized that the change wasn't just about food, it was about respecting her body's new needs with age. So here's the takeaway. Protein in the morning isn't optional after 60, it's essential. It doesn't take much. Just 20 to 30 grams of protein in your first meal can make a massive difference in how your muscles respond throughout the day. Ask yourself, what did you eat this morning? Did your muscles get the support they needed? Or are they still waiting? In the next part, we'll look at a very common habit among older adults that seems harmless, but could be setting your body up for weakness, drinking only coffee or tea in the morning without real food. Let's explore how this light breakfast could be holding you back. Number 3, coffee-only breakfast, a fast track to fatigue and frailty. Robert, a 76-year-old retired architect from California, had a morning ritual he rarely broke. He'd wake up early, brew a strong cup of black coffee, sip it while reading the newspaper, and then get started with his day. Some mornings he'd add a piece of toast or a few crackers, but often it was just coffee. "I'm not hungry in the morning," he would say. And while it seemed like a harmless habit, or even a healthy one, since he wasn't overeating, Robert began noticing his legs felt stiff, his hands occasionally trembled, and his balance wasn't what it used to be. The real surprise came when his doctor asked, "Are you actually eating food in the morning, or just drinking coffee?" Coffee-only breakfasts, or skipping food altogether in the morning, are incredibly common among older adults. It's easy to understand why. Appetite naturally decreases with age, and coffee feels warm, energizing, and satisfying. But here's the problem. When your body wakes up after a long night without food, it needs nutrients, especially protein, to stop muscle breakdown and support strength. Coffee alone provides none of that. In fact, starting your day with only caffeine can actually make things worse. Caffeine is a natural stimulant. It gives you a short burst of energy, increases alertness, and suppresses appetite. But without food to back it up, this temporary high leads to an even harder crash. Your blood sugar drops, your muscles stay in a breakdown state, and your body begins to burn through muscle tissue for energy, especially in your legs and arms, areas where aging muscle disappears the fastest. Worse yet, relying on caffeine in place of food can mask early signs of fatigue. You might think you're fine because you're mentally alert, but your body, especially your muscles, is being starved of what it needs most: amino acids, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. Over time, this leads to noticeable physical decline: weaker legs, poor coordination, slower reaction time, and more frequent falls or stumbles. Robert was stunned when he learned that his light habit was likely accelerating his muscle loss. But once he accepted it, he made a small shift. He still drank his coffee, but alongside a hard-boiled egg and a slice of whole grain toast, or a handful of almonds and a protein shake. On days when he wasn't very hungry, he would at least have half a cup of Greek yogurt or cottage cheese with a few berries. Within weeks, the difference became clear. His legs didn't feel as heavy during his walks, his morning energy lasted longer, and he had fewer moments of unsteadiness. Here's the truth. Coffee is not breakfast. It can be a great addition to your morning, but it cannot replace real food, especially protein-rich food. Your muscles need more than caffeine. They need fuel that helps them repair, grow, and support your movement throughout the day. So ask yourself, are you truly feeding your body in the morning, or just stimulating it with caffeine? In the next section, we'll tackle a breakfast that many people think is healthy, but may actually be one of the worst things you can eat for muscle strength after 60. Sugary cereals. Let's uncover how this sweet start can quietly lead to weakness in your legs. Number 4, sugary cereals. A sweet start that silently weakens your legs. Diane, a 70-year-old grandmother from Minnesota, believed she was doing the right thing. Every morning, she poured herself a bowl of cereal that promised heart health and whole grain goodness right on the front of the box. Sometimes she added a few raisins or a sliced banana and topped it with low-fat milk. It felt light, easy, and healthy. But over the past year, Diane began feeling sluggish by mid-morning. Her legs ached more after short walks. She struggled to lift grocery bags and found herself holding onto walls for balance. At first, she thought it was just her age catching up, but a nutritionist showed her the back of that cereal box, and what she saw changed everything. Many cereals marketed to older adults sound healthy, but are packed with added sugars and refined carbohydrates. Even those that claim to be multigrain or low-fat often contain 10 to 18 grams of sugar per serving. And that's not including the natural sugars from fruit or milk. These hidden sugars lead to blood sugar spikes, followed by crashes that leave your muscles, especially those in your legs, depleted, fatigued, and inflamed. Let's break this down. When you eat a bowl of sugary cereal, your blood sugar rises rapidly. Your body releases insulin to bring it back down, and what follows is a sharp energy drop. During that drop, your muscles aren't getting the steady fuel they need to function well. Over time, these daily roller coasters damage the tiny blood vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. The result? Your leg muscles begin to weaken, shrink, and recover more slowly after use. But sugar isn't the only issue. Most of these cereals also lack protein, often providing only 1 or 2 grams per serving. That's nowhere near what your muscles need, especially after a full night of fasting. Without protein, your body remains in a breakdown mode, slowly losing muscle mass with every passing day. And as we age, the body becomes less efficient at using protein, meaning we need more of it, particularly in the morning, to maintain strength and mobility. Diane had no idea that her healthy cereal was contributing to her leg weakness and balance issues. But once she saw the truth, she didn't just stop eating breakfast. She started eating better. She replaced her sugary cereal with a bowl of steel-cut oats, adding a scoop of protein powder or a handful of walnuts, cinnamon, and a few blueberries. Sometimes she chose Greek yogurt with flax seeds and fruit instead. Within a few weeks, she noticed her legs didn't feel as tired after walking, and her energy levels stayed steady until lunchtime. The lesson here is clear. What looks healthy on the outside can quietly be harming your strength on the inside. Sugary cereals offer convenience, but at the cost of your mobility, balance, and independence. And the worst part? The effects creep in so slowly, you might not even notice until it's already impacting your daily life. If you truly want to protect your legs, stay active, and feel energized, start reading labels carefully. Look for cereals with at least 5 grams of protein and less than 5 grams of sugar per serving. Or better yet, build your own breakfast with real ingredients that nourish your muscles, not drain them. So ask yourself, is your cereal bowl building strength or breaking it down? Next, we'll talk about a long-standing nutrition myth that's still hurting older adults. The idea that low-fat, high-carb breakfasts are better. In reality, skipping fats and proteins might be leaving your muscles defenseless. Let's dive into that next. Number 5. Low-fat, high-carb choices, the myth that's hurting senior muscles. Linda, a 73-year-old former teacher from Colorado, had always followed the healthy eating advice of the 1980s and 90s. She avoided fat like it was poison. Her breakfast often consisted of dry toast, low-fat yogurt, or a rice cake with a bit of jam. As long as it's fat-free, I'm doing okay, she would tell herself. But over the past few years, Linda began feeling more and more unsteady on her feet. Her legs didn't feel as strong, and even walking through the grocery store left her feeling sore and exhausted. When she visited a dietitian, she was shocked to hear that her decades of avoiding fat, especially at breakfast, might have been silently weakening her muscles. For years, seniors have been told to eat low-fat, high-carb meals to protect their hearts and stay slim. But modern research has revealed that this advice, when taken to the extreme, can be harmful, especially for older adults trying to maintain muscle. Why? Because healthy fats and high-quality protein are essential building blocks for maintaining strength, energy, and balance. Carbs alone, especially refined ones, simply don't provide the nutrients your muscles need to stay strong. When you start your day with nothing but low-fat, high-carb options, like plain toast, low-fat granola, or crackers, you may feel full for a little while, but what your muscles are getting is mostly sugar or starch, with no protein to repair and no fat to sustain. These meals cause blood sugar to spike quickly and fall fast, leaving your muscles undernourished and energy depleted. Over time, this process speeds up muscle loss, weakens your legs and hips, and leads to slower recovery after physical activity. Healthy fats play a critical role in hormone regulation, cell repair, and inflammation control, all of which impact how your muscles function and recover. Without them, the body struggles to absorb certain vitamins, like A, D, E, and K, that are crucial for bone and muscle health. And when older adults go too low on fat, they often end up compensating with more refined carbohydrates, which, as we've already seen, promote inflammation and weaken muscles. Linda had unknowingly been starving her body of the very nutrients it needed to stay strong. Once she understood this, she made some simple but powerful changes. Instead of plain toast, she added natural peanut butter or avocado. She switched from flavored low-fat yogurt to full-fat Greek yogurt with chia seeds and berries. On weekends, she enjoyed scrambled eggs cooked in olive oil with a slice of whole grain bread. It wasn't about eating more, it was about eating smarter. Within just a few weeks, Linda noticed her legs didn't feel as tired on her morning walks. She was able to stand for longer periods without needing to sit down. And perhaps most importantly, she felt more confident and steady on her feet, something she hadn't felt in years. The takeaway is this: low-fat, high-carb breakfasts might sound like a safe bet, but they're often robbing your muscles of the strength they need. After 60, your body requires a careful balance of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs to preserve muscle mass and stay active. So ask yourself, are you still following outdated advice that's quietly weakening your body? In the next section, we'll talk about another common oversight: breakfasts that lack fiber and how that can affect not just your digestion, but your muscle recovery and leg strength too. Let's keep going. Number 6, no fiber, no satiety. How skipping fiber in the morning harms muscle health. Gloria, a 75-year-old widow from Georgia, always started her day with what she considered a light and clean breakfast: white toast with a little honey and tea, or a bowl of instant oatmeal with sugar. She never paid much attention to fiber. She thought it was mostly for digestion. But over time, she found herself feeling hungrier just an hour or two after breakfast. Her legs also felt more tired when she went up and down the stairs, and she struggled more than usual during her weekly exercise class. When she finally consulted with a nutritionist, the conversation turned to something she had never considered. A lack of fiber in her breakfast might be affecting not just her digestion, but her muscles too. When most people think of fiber, they think of preventing constipation. And yes, fiber plays a big role in gut health, but fiber also has a direct impact on blood sugar, inflammation, and nutrient absorption, all of which influence your body's ability to preserve muscle mass, especially after age 60. Here's what happens when you skip fiber in your first meal of the day. Without it, carbohydrates break down and absorb too quickly. That leads to a rapid blood sugar spike, followed by a crash. And when your blood sugar crashes, your muscles don't get a steady supply of energy. You may feel weak, unsteady, or fatigued, particularly in your legs, which do the heavy lifting of moving your body all day long. Low-fiber breakfasts also leave you hungry again much sooner, increasing the temptation to reach for snacks that are high in sugar but low in protein or healthy fats. That sets up a vicious cycle of undernourishment, blood sugar swings, and muscle underperformance. Over time, this pattern contributes to chronic inflammation, which slows muscle repair and increases the rate of age-related muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia. And let's not forget digestion. Poor digestion caused by lack of fiber means your body may struggle to absorb key nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D, nutrients that are absolutely critical for muscle contraction, strength, and bone support. So even if you're eating enough protein, if your gut isn't functioning well, your muscles still may not receive what they need. Gloria had no idea her fiber intake was that important. But when she began making small changes, adding chia seeds to her oatmeal, choosing whole grain toast instead of white, and swapping sweetened cereal for steel-cut oats with berries and flaxseed, she noticed a dramatic shift. Not only did her digestion improve, but she stayed fuller longer. Her energy remained steady into the afternoon, and her legs didn't feel as sluggish on her walks. She even began sleeping better, which also supported her muscle recovery. The good news is that adding fiber doesn't mean making big sacrifices. A few tablespoons of ground flax seeds, a handful of berries, a slice of whole grain bread, or even half a cup of beans can make all the difference. And when combined with protein and healthy fats, you're giving your muscles a well-rounded, sustaining start to the day. So ask yourself, Is your breakfast supporting you for an hour or for the whole morning? In the next section, we'll look at one of the most harmful habits for senior muscle health: skipping breakfast entirely. Many older adults think it's harmless or even helpful, but it could be doing serious damage to your strength over time. Let's find out why. Number 7. Not eating breakfast at all, starving your muscles after a night's fast. Henry, a 79-year-old retired mechanic from Illinois, believed in keeping things simple. For years, he skipped breakfast entirely. "I'm not hungry in the morning," he would say, sipping only a cup of coffee before heading out for his morning walk or errands. Lunch was his first meal of the day. He figured it was helping him stay lean. But over the past year, Henry noticed that his legs felt heavier and stiffer, his steps were slower, and he had more trouble getting up from chairs or the driver's seat of his car. After one particularly hard stumble on the sidewalk, his doctor asked about his eating habits. And that's when the truth came out. Skipping breakfast was silently robbing his body of strength every single day. As we age, the importance of meal timing, especially the first meal of the day, becomes more critical than ever. After a night of sleep, your body has gone 8 to 12 hours without food. During this fasting period, your muscles begin to break down stored protein for energy and repair. If you don't eat breakfast, especially one with protein, your body stays in that breakdown mode even longer, continuing to lose muscle tissue instead of rebuilding it. For seniors, this is a dangerous pattern. You're already more vulnerable to sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass that impacts your legs, hips, and core, the very muscles that keep you mobile and independent. Skipping breakfast delays the process of muscle protein synthesis, which is how your body repairs and strengthens muscle fibers. The longer you wait to eat, the longer your muscles are left undernourished, and the more they shrink and weaken over time. But that's not all. Skipping breakfast also affects your blood sugar, balance, and mood. Without proper fuel in the morning, you're more likely to experience lightheadedness, fatigue, and slow reflexes, factors that greatly increase your risk of falling. And for those who already struggle with appetite or chronic conditions like diabetes or arthritis, delaying your first meal can further impair your energy and cognitive clarity throughout the day. Henry had no idea his empty mornings were setting the tone for weakness. But once he realized what was happening, he made a commitment. Even if he wasn't very hungry, he'd eat something small but meaningful. A half cup of cottage cheese with berries, a protein smoothie, or even a scrambled egg, and half a slice of whole grain toast became part of his new routine. And what happened surprised even him. He began walking farther without fatigue, rising from chairs with more ease, and feeling sharper and steadier throughout the day. The key takeaway is this: breakfast isn't just a meal, it's your body's signal to stop breaking down and start building back up. For older adults, missing that signal repeatedly can lead to a gradual decline in strength, mobility, and confidence. You don't need a big breakfast. You just need a smart one. Something with protein, fiber, and healthy fat to feed your muscles and get your system moving. Even if it's just a small portion, giving your body that first bit of nourishment can mean the difference between weakness and strength, between decline and vitality. So ask yourself, what happens to your muscles when you skip breakfast tomorrow and the day after that? Now that we've covered the most common breakfast mistakes that silently sabotage muscle health, it's time to bring it all together. In the final section, we'll look at what you can do today: simple changes, practical swaps, and a new mindset to turn breakfast into your most powerful tool for strength and independence. Let's wrap up with hope and action. Conclusion: a stronger body starts with a smarter breakfast. If there's one thing we've learned today, it's that breakfast is far more than just a daily habit. It's the first and most critical opportunity you have each day to protect your strength, your energy, and your independence. For many older adults, breakfast has become either a rushed routine or an afterthought. A piece of toast, a bowl of sugary cereal, maybe a banana with coffee, or sometimes nothing at all. But after the age of 60, your body doesn't recover the same way it used to. Your muscles are more vulnerable, your energy dips more quickly, and your ability to stay balanced and steady relies heavily on how you fuel yourself, especially first thing in the morning. What may have worked for you at 40 or 50 simply isn't enough anymore. Your body needs more protein to stop muscle breakdown. It needs fiber to support digestion and reduce inflammation. It needs healthy fats to regulate hormones and help absorb vitamins essential to muscle and bone health. And if you miss that window by eating only carbs, skipping food altogether, or relying on caffeine to carry you through, you begin your day at a physical disadvantage. Over time, these daily choices add up. You may notice your legs feel more tired. You may wobble a bit more when getting out of a chair. Walking across the parking lot may take more effort. These are the quiet signs of strength slipping away. Not all at once, but bit by bit. The good news is, you're not powerless. Every morning gives you a fresh opportunity to feed your muscles, restore your energy, and build back the strength that aging tries to take from you. It doesn't require expensive supplements or complicated routines. It starts with real food, meals that include 20 to 30 grams of protein, a bit of fiber, and healthy fats, a bowl of steel-cut oats with nuts and chia seeds, an egg with whole grain toast and avocado, a smoothie with protein powder and berries. These aren't just healthy choices, they're your defense against frailty. They're your investment in balance, movement, and confidence. So as you move forward, I encourage you to take breakfast seriously. Not as a diet strategy, but as a strength strategy. You have more power than you think, and no matter your age or past habits, it's never too late to choose differently. Your legs, your heart, your muscles, they're still listening. And with the right fuel, they can still carry you with confidence. So tomorrow morning, in every morning after, ask yourself, is this meal building me up or slowly breaking me down? You deserve to start strong. You deserve to feel steady, and it can all begin quietly, powerfully, with that very first bite. We really appreciate you spending time with us today. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. It's a simple way to support our work, and it helps more people discover the tips they need to live healthier, happier lives. And if you want to stay up to date, just click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. See you again soon.